dene dia maye wo kodum anu de a adka ye say yedimu ani say for nana do more for me.
Enye asam ketua ekra ewo eho ukopie mu ewo New Dwabe North abato empesua no eso ha ukopie mu ewo New Dwabe North abato empesua no eso ewo epoye emantemu a na nia eko eso eno no soafo abedi akire ya wohwe empotem amamu eni enkronkuma empuntu eso ononyafo nana eje buatin ono ana mote nenkanon yatwa kase no eso na ukopie mu ewo Tano North abato empesua no eso na eyade a ehonso ye kasei enye asamketwa ekra nenya ne se economic advisor ya wono a enso ene kasamafo sonko ede ema mampani abedi ache Dr. Gideon Boako ono so akopie mu ewo ho na wode ato MPP faithful nya enim ese womo emomodempa se obetumi ape ekwan bia wono ebetumi akọ na wakọ akọkọbọ apro detail door to door so bewewe efiefie mu na aban adumapa ya wabọ no watumi akọkọda na di ede ache adesie na ama December 7th abato no woto a watumi ato ne bumpa ede ama MPP waso kokroko amanyoko no na wode sa ensem no enya atudwa na ene ade a wono Keep Faith Club house to house campaign ya eno no Zongo Youth Patriot wono Tano North chapter wono ana womo ye ana Dr. Gideon Boako kasaya wode esansem no atudwa
former for nana fit aso manage say ene yamfo sisa so ane Zongo Youth Patriot ya ewa ha yamunyina amase sa mahuni sa NPP party and the party a betima yen hyehyɛ pa e de amagana for ntie nyina esese ye bɔ ne chidom samba ko pɛ ana be di gya ye nyina say baby aya dri ye kwa akoto aba apana ye kwa akoto no nso eye osono amanyoko ane NDC ana ACAC na wasa ye de betumi bia Tano North constituency na making sure say yan parliamentary candidate our sire deputy minister our nana adedanko akufo-addo abaimu ya maame Frida Prempe ya beya adwuma ama no ne ya adwuma ama nana adedanko akufo-addo na MPP party no ayeden adi nkunim na wasa yan mrantie ne mabawa ya wo party nim no say ya daje ene ya bre na ya nante afiafie mu ye rewra baby biara say fomu pon ye ebeto dipa ye nkoho ne nipa nkokasa enim sa ye ne wo hai obi abeto na ba ma Honorable Frida ne ya to ama na adedanko akufo-addo nanso aka woni a waka wo fie a omade ye won tantanta a won hu se won to ma NPP anasa won to ma NDC sa nipa no na sese ye ko ne kokasa hire omo na ya twe omo adjomba beka je ye wono ho
Dr. Gideon Boako ana mote nenkanon na enu achie no no de eto wonemo enim ese skirt and blouse de ma wonom ema omo adwemu se omo betu bi da bia dada na ba bia wasundira no eho ana ne ba enso ejina
ba ewo mu no a kire se ye kwa abonte na ya de sa ahoɔden no ane sabi onuado no ekwa bibia betumi ayeye mama yanka entam kase Tano North NPP constituency no yantam kase ni say ade a ya friend skirt and blouse ye hu bi our constituency ha ye hu bi Jordan Kotai ye hu bi Akufo-Addo Bratai na ye hu bi Honorable Frida so ne pen so ye constituency ha no yamfa skirt and blouse antete ye constituency ha no de ye dim say Tano North de ba bia osoro gina no na de ban so ya den enti ba bia na de dan kwa Akufo-Addo gina no ehona na Frida Prempe so ya den enti ye nyina ya de akoma baako ene adwen baako ene woni adɔ ene nkabomu ene kwakoye adwuma ama Honorable Frida Prempe ene nana adedankwa Akufo-Addo na tumi a ya hwehwɛ no ye nsa ya den aka
Dr. Gideon Buako ana mote nenkano na yada swata
ni release. Battle is the Lord as ordained between Samuel Kud, MPP Nasa organizer. If you are a Jacko Joho.
One more for Nana, one more to do more. One more for Nana, one more to do more, to do more, to do more, to do more. At your planet,
All right. I for me more come more transfer number near VA. No depend baby how do I feel out so at this moment. Tonight or this afternoon, I welcome you to the Amenado Radio, the hot political talk show. You can beat it. But for me, Xiao Named Chia Strong Kong and the Freedom of Colorado Namdebro and Numre. Sababi awobia no awdo afidi ato anyumre ye no bedin komo a emu eden enkomo nso a ebeboa ama my Ghana oman na tima kwananim efi sababi a yesi so ayakon baby yesi so ayakon no more going back. No more going back. Yes, I am. At the opponent, Yenye Wudeni. Hey, Saboro.
To do more.
Yenye Wudeni. Ora for me mo akwa babia mo atrase stronko. Edo ba mna rekasa fidie iso. Enen susu yetimi aba bedu o. Yo boade na nkasa do. Get ready, operation, get ready and vote for 2020 December 7th. Ya launch no ene. Unim say many who say every constituency in Ghana they have launched their campaign team. The campaigns have already taken off and now some ketwa. Yenye Wudeni. I'm not the phone so ya say the aswa. It's and say we are singing it here. And we are singing it. So some boy. But I now do number send me. Number send it. I'm one listeners a guswa. A kasi ebubodia and kadia betchia. Dina ebubone de no de a yemun tetia. Me kana me trasa a yemun tetia. Hey, Okunkom Nana. Alawa hine Nana. They say I'm for Bonumna Massa Numna so. Ofosuhene. They say MPP Numna Msasa. What we nyambo been why late.
Nana, was at the campaign in Tampa.
What's it?
What started campaign in terms?
I say Obia started there, so I started.
Oh, yes, I before nobody my hand, because we
what you have to bring it on the table, no? And
we have to support what is good. So we are supporting what is good.
Them naughty.
Because I didn't have a support.
Osununi MPP hey Sobo the battle is still the Lord.
The battle is the Lord as ordained between Samuel Food, the MPP Nasa organizer. If you are a Jacko Joho.
For more to do more. For more to do more. At your opponent to me and
at your opponent to me, what's at your opponent to me? Yenya would Denny.
Meja koja dase. Wesu elobi.
Another speech eba ene
Mike, get closer to your microphone. Your voice is far away.
Our election is conducted, but also the perception that the voter population have about politics. Because what people usually see is that you are with a friend who maybe you are even better than, then the person goes into politics. Maybe within the next 4-8 years, you see serious improvement in the person's lives. So people think that politics is a very lucrative enterprise. So when it is time for elections, the people also want to get their pound of flesh. They also think this is the time we can also get our share of what the politicians are benefiting from. So honestly speaking, people begin to think that the only period you can get your pound of flesh is during elections. So people refer to those cocoa season, whatever. There are a lot of seasons. So over the years, what we still need to do more is to let people understand that politics is not as lucrative as we think it is. Even if it is, our politicians...
Sorry to cut you off.
So it is true. I think the time has come for us as a
Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. This is the 17th time that you are kindly opening the doors to your homes, to me, to enable me brief you about the issue of COVID-19, the steps being taken by government to eliminate it, and the measures being implemented to ease progressively and safely the restrictions put in place to defeat the virus. We in Ghana have certainly come a long way and have made significant progress in combating the disease. The angst, fear, and panic exhibited by many, especially when the first 2 cases were recorded on our shores, have been replaced in recent weeks by a growing sense of optimism and renewed hope that we are on our way to winning the battle against the pandemic. The improvement in the situation is all thanks to the effectiveness of the measures put in place by government, the cooperation and support of you, the Ghanaian people, and most certainly by the grace of Almighty God. Nevertheless, I appeal to each and every one of you to continue to tread on the path constructed by government and follow religiously all the social distancing, mask wearing, and enhanced hygiene protocols. They are and will remain our weapons in the struggle against the virus. In the same manner, we have to remember to continue improving our fitness by exercising and eating well, patronizing our healthy Ghanaian foods, which will boost our immunity to disease and help us in the fight against the pandemic. When I delivered update number 16 exactly 3 weeks ago, the number of recorded active cases, that is persons with the virus, stood at 1,847. This number, as of Friday 18 September, has reduced considerably to 507 persons. There are currently some regions in the country without active cases. Greater Accra, Eastern, Ashanti, and Central regions account for some 80% of the active cases. As of Friday, 18 September 2020, the total number of tests conducted is 470,730. So far, a total of 45,258 persons have recovered, and 297 persons, a great majority of them with underlying illnesses such as hypertension, diabetes, chronic liver disease, and asthma, have sadly died. In the face of these encouraging statistics, I know there are many who are wondering why I have not announced a complete return to normalcy in all aspects of national life, because they believe the figures suggest we've turned the tide in the fight against the virus. Yes, our death rate continues to be low, and our hospitals have mercifully not been overwhelmed, as there are presently only 20 severe and critical cases. Indeed, there are a lot of empty beds in our treatment centers. In the isolation centers, there are virtually no patients under care. But truth be told, we cannot afford at this critical moment to throw caution to the wind and destroy the incredible amount of work undertaken by government, health officials, heroic frontline health workers, and members of the security agencies in bringing us this far. Now more than ever, we must be even more disciplined in our adherence to the personal hygiene, mask wearing, and social distancing measures that have become part of our daily routines. That is the way to eliminate the virus altogether. The experience in other parts of the world show us that the virus can return with a vengeance once you let your guard down. Fellow Ghanaians, in my last address, I announced the reopening of our international airport, Kotoka International Airport, signaling our gradual reintegration with the rest of the world. 16 out of the 23 airlines that operated in Kotoka prior to its closure have again commenced flights to and from Accra. As of yesterday, Saturday, 19th September, a total of 10,061 passengers had been tested at Kutuka. In spite of the requirement that all passengers must be in possession of a negative PCR test result upon their arrival in Ghana, a test which should have been conducted not more than 72 hours before the scheduled departure from the country of origin. A total of 26 positive cases have been recorded from the tests at Kutuka. Let us pause for a moment and imagine what would have happened if these 26 positives had not been detected and had been allowed to mingle with the population. Even though the cost of $150 United States per passenger for the mandatory airport COVID test has been criticized in certain quarters, the value of the test in its speed, accuracy, and savings for passengers who no longer have to bear the cost of the 14-day mandatory quarantine in hotels has been clearly established. It is worth noting that a lot of people who have experienced it firsthand the service being offered at our international airport have praised the country for the innovation and far-sightedness on display at our airport. Let me assure you again that as President of the Republic, I will do everything in my power to protect you and stop the importation of the virus into our country or limit and contain its spread. This is my solemn commitment to you. Fellow Ghanaians, on Friday, 18 September, 561,674 JHS3 students completed the Basic Education Certificate Examination BECE. SHS3 students also, on 5th September, wrote the last paper of the West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Examination vaccine. I'm particularly excited at this development because despite the fears and genuine anxiety expressed by some and the criticisms proffered by some in the political space, these students have gone to school, studied, sat, and completed their examinations unscathed. Their forward march in life has not been interrupted. And by the grace of God, the predictions made by some of widespread infections and even deaths did not materialize. I pledged I'll be the last person to put the lives of students at risk, and I express my deep appreciation to all parents and guardians for the trust reposed in me and my government. I pray for the success of the students in their exams. As has already been announced, relevant arrangements and logistical deployments are being made for the return to school of second-year, junior, and senior high school students. Continuing students in the University of Cape Coast, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, technical universities, and some other colleges have returned to school, and I've been reliably informed that adherence to protocols is high. Long may it continue. On Monday, 14 September, I extended by executive instrument the mandatory wearing of face masks by another 3 months. So until 14th December 2020, the wearing of masks remains mandatory, and the law enforcement agencies will be required to ensure this directive is respected by all. It has served us well in the fight against COVID-19. So I urge each and every one of us to wear our masks and do so correctly anytime we leave our homes. It is the new normal requirement of our daily existence until the virus disappears. Towards the progressive easing of restrictions, government has taken the decision to allow the resumption of training in all contact sports, taking into consideration the imminent participation of